Psychic Cafe. Come on in, grab your coffee or tea, and let's hang out together here in the cafe. If you've got a specific question, pop it in the chat. And if you don't have a specific question, but you still want us to pull cards for you, you can ask for a message from the universe, and we'll just pull some cards. I've got with me, see, Linda's here, Rose is here, and Michelle's here today. Wow. This is really cool. Hopefully we'll get more of our members coming on the Zoom, and we'll have like the Brady Bunch, or Hollywood
Yes.
Squares, nine windows,
Yes, that would be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. We've done that before way in the past where we had that many. So if you are one of our members like Linda, you can join us on the Zoom call during a lot of our shows. Now, there are some custom shows like Michelle's Mystic Corner and the Angelic View, which is on hiatus for summer, but they're normally on Sundays. Those are private shows, and those are that host's show. It's a custom show. But we have Psychic Cafe live shows like this all month long. We have every Wednesday, all the Sundays, and when there's a fifth Saturday as well. And this is an opportunity for you as a member, or if you're one of our students of my course, Tarot by the Numbers, you can join us here. You get to be on camera with us. If you don't want to be on camera, you can do audio only, but you get to be on cam with us and ask us directly. We used to have Blog Talk Radio, and you could dial in and we would talk to uh, our listeners and so forth, but it went the way of the dodo bird. And um, so far, there's no solution that is viable right now for a phone bank. So we started doing YouTube a few years back, and we're just doing YouTube exclusively now. But you can join us up here and ask us questions about, your business, growing your business, starting your business, how to put it on Psychic Cafe. You can ask us questions about being a member of the Tarot Guild, getting your professional certification. You can also ask us general questions about tarot, numerology, learn them on, life coaching, all the things that we do. And if you have a reading request, if you're one of our members and you want to get a reading, you get priority because you're right here with us on the Zoom call. If you're not a member, though, of course, you can always join us in the chat. And boy, the chat is really quiet. I'm looking at it right now. But we have a URL for that I want to tell everybody about. Let me put that up real quick. It's psychic.cafe. That's our website /live. If you go to this URL before any show, it on the day of the show, it's going to take you into the live for that show, right into the YouTube page with the live chat. You can get in the chat room, you can watch us. And so that's the other way you can join us if you're not a member. But why are you not a member? You can join. I know it's a little I don't want to say daunting, but well, a lot of people make the mistake that you have to be a professional to join the guild. You don't have to be a professional. If you're one of our viewers, you can join the guild. It's the cost of a latte a month. It's $6.50 a month. It's dirt cheap. And you can come in any show, where we have members are allowed in, and you can join us up here and you can get your readings. You get priority. We'll spend more time with you. Now, the other way to do that is to grab us a cup of coffee. And let me see. I'm going to pop that up here. Coffee, doing this all live. Yeah. Psyche.cafe /coffee. If you want to grab us coffee, you can also grab us a super chat right here on the YouTube while we're live. If we're not live, you can send, or even when we're live, you can send us a cup of coffee, anytime you want. So Dan just popped in the chat. Yay. There's one person in there. I forgot to say hello. Hello, everyone. I'm going to pop that in the chat here. This is a coffee social, which means we don't have a specific topic. But Linda, Rose, Michelle, I can't get my emojis to work here. I'm trying to put the hand up there. There we go. And Michelle popped in too. So if any of you guys like have something you want to chat about, or Linda, if you have questions, um, just let us know during the show. And you can also, Linda was asking about the chat on Zoom. If you're with us on the Zoom call, you can open the chat and you can chat with us behind the scenes. Yep.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah, you can do it either way. I really pay attention. I'm just going to tell everybody that joins us live here that I pay more attention to the chat on YouTube. And all of us on here, usually have both open. We have the Zoom, obviously, we're in the Zoom, and then we have the chat off to the side here. I have my laptop set up like that. And because the people that are joining us on Zoom can just talk to us live right here. The people that are in chat, are typing, and I want to make sure to get, their what they're asking and so forth. So I don't pay attention to the chat on the Zoom a lot, but we haven't had a lot of members joining us yet. So we're, still working on that. So before we do anything else, I'm going to do the card of the day. And here's a card that doesn't pop up very often. It is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords card in tarot signifies emotional pain, heartbreak, sorrow, and a feeling of being pierced. You look at those swords there, right? Or betrayed. It could be betrayal. It could also be a love triangle. Ooh, it often suggests a period of difficulty, loss, and grief, particularly in matters of the heart. The message of the Three of Swords is about acknowledging and accepting the pain rather than suppressing or denying it. Yes. So that's the card of the day, message of the day. The other thing I want to say about the Three of Swords is obviously it's a swords card. What's swords? Swords are thoughts and ideas. Notice it's not a cups card, even though we ascribe all of these feelings like emotional pain and grief and sorrow and everything with this card. But I always point out to people that you're forgetting it's a swords card. So all of this is mostly in your head. In fact, in 10,000 readings, what I've noticed is when that card comes up, typically whatever it's about has already left. And you're just in the aftermath. So it ends up being more about stinking thinking than the emotions we ascribe to the Three of Swords. So there you go. Ooh, mini lesson for the day. That was fun. Mm. And so, uh-oh, I'm hearing myself twice.
That was me. Sorry.
That,
I was just looking at my YouTube as well.
oh yeah, no problem. By the way, we've been doing this for 16 years, so we completely understand because we were there in the beginning, learning how to do this stuff. So all you members out there, if you join us on these lives, remember we're doing a live show too. So the mute button is your friend. So on Zoom, you can click mute and then you can type, and then you can, get your YouTube situated and remember to mute the tab so that we don't get, the audio feedback and everything like that. And then when you want to talk, hit unmute. The mute button is your friend. Absolutely. So yeah, we're learning how to do shows here, guys.
I think that would be a great book. The mute button is your friend.
It's a good title. The mute button is your friend, or at least a training, doing the the mute button is your friend and other things, where we could have a tutorial on, how to do radio podcasts and video shows,
That's
I
right.
think that, I think
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, we should do one of those for sure. Yeah. And audio is really important. Now, people and we know that on radio, before we got off Blog Talk, because Blog Talk went away. But while we were on Blog Talk for, 15, 16 years, um, we knew it was all about the audio. You want a high-end microphone like a Yeti or something like that. These have come down in price. When I got this one, which by the way was a gift from one of our hosts, from Janet. She sent me this
Uh-huh.
for my birthday. Yeah. And they were a couple $100, or so. Now you can find them on Amazon and such under $100. It's worth it to invest in that. As far as video, oh my God, you watch all the stuff on YouTube, you would think you need a $5,000 camera. You don't. Right now, I'm on literally the 1080p camera on my laptop. And if I wanted to, I could use my phone, especially iPhones. When you go into the video controls on Zoom, my phone is listed as a camera. So I can just click on that, and now you're seeing out of this. And if you set it up like this on a stand, maybe out of camera view, and you want to switch to viewing down so they can see the cards laying on your desk, that's a cool little tip right there. You can just use your iPhone. You don't need to go out and, buy a $200 to $2,000 camera. Just use your iPhone, folks. Yep. Linda says, I'm using my phone. Oh, Kelsey came in too. Hi, Kelsey. Hey, anybody coming in, if you have questions, just pop them in the chat and we'll get to questions in just a minute. Kelsey has one already about a job. We'll get to that. But we're having a cool conversation about, all this stuff. So what I was getting at with the sound is, in radio, we know that, but a lot of people in YouTube don't realize that your sound is more important than your video. Now, of course, it depends on what kind of videos you're doing. And, if you're doing cinematic video and maybe it's a faceless channel where, it's just a voiceover or something like that, that's different. What I'm talking about is doing lives, just like we're doing. Not enough people on their channels do lives. Ours is flipped the other way. We do way more lives than we do pre-recorded stuff that we put up, which I got to change that this summer because we need some short, because these are hour and a half long lives, and not everybody wants to watch it in archive. They'll watch live, but maybe not go through an entire hour. But if they do, what are they doing? iPhone or Android, they go on their YouTube, they start it, maybe they have their earbuds in, or they're listening from the speaker in the phone. They lay it down and they go wash the dishes, sweep the floor, make lunch, whatever, while they're listening to the show. They're not looking at the video, people. That's why audio is really important. So if I had a choice between a high-end camera for $5,000 or whatever, or a high-end microphone, I'm going to go all the time with the high-end microphone. And you see the booms now. Everybody has to have a boom with the microphone. Guys, you're not fooling anybody. I mean, they think, oh, well, I'm a podcaster now. I have the boom. You don't need the goddamn boom. You could have your microphone out of camera frame over your head and get great sound. You can have a Yeti sitting on your desk like I do. I like I prefer that look anyway. I'm trying, my mind just blanked. Who's the famous interviewer from radio, but then he started doing TV and always had the microphone on the desk, even though it was a dummy microphone, folks. Yes. The actual microphone, has a big fuzzy on it. It's about this big on a big boom and it's above them. And then he's got this microphone on the desk that's not even plugged in. Oh, Larry, wait, God, it just went out of my head again. Guys, help me out here. Who was that? Larry?
I want to say Larry King, but that
Larry
doesn't
King. That's
sound
it.
right.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. Larry
Yeah.
King.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why, being a fan of Larry King for years and years and years, and other people on talk radio. I love talk radio. That's how we got into doing our first show, which was Tarot Today Radio, and we did it on Blog Talk, but way before YouTube. And because he had the microphone, it's like, I've got to have it on the desk. I'm sorry. I like that. The boom looks dumb in a lot of situations, especially those that put it like in front of them like this. And you're like, dude, it's going to pick up the sound, even if it's way up here, or you could wear a lapel, wireless. Wireless doesn't, the modern ones that are really expensive have good sound, but your typical wireless does not have great sound, especially if it's Bluetooth versus radio. So that's another tip. Get one that, don't go cheap, pay a little bit, and make sure it has the microphone transmitter that pins on your lapel or on your, clothes, and a receiver. And then the receiver plugs into whatever devices you're using for your podcast, because those kind of microphones, between the receiver and the transmitter, which is the microphone, and the receiver that's plugged in, that's not Bluetooth. That's a radio signal. It's much higher end with better fidelity and everything like that. So invest in one of those if you're going that way. But let me say this also. I'm basically just griping about a bunch of things because I can. It's coffee social. It's what we're supposed to chat about, whatever we want to chat about.
Right.
I watch these YouTube videos, and the clip-on mic, that I just described, they're holding it like this. Guys, that's not what that is for. If you're in your studio, you use a dedicated microphone, either on a boom or in front of you. You don't use the little clip-on mic. You use that when you're in the field, when you're out, or when you have to walk around the set. Maybe you have a set up, multiple cameras, and you're writing on a board, and then you're going over to something else to point it out, and you have to move around. That's different. But you clip it on your clothes. That's the whole purpose of the bloody thing.
Are you Dax? Are you talking about like are these lives? Are these videos that are like
a
more
lot
than
of them,
10 minutes? Or are you talking about the reels?
All the above.
Okay.
Most of the ones I'm talking about are YouTube videos that are pre-recorded. Which, again, it's pre-recorded. You have time to set up your studio and your microphone.
Right.
And if you're outside or walking around or whatever, pin it to your clothes.
Lapel, yeah.
It'll pick up the sound. You do not need to hold it in front of your mouth. You look stupid. Stop doing that.
I wanna just interject something. So for the studio, when you're sitting and you're recording a session, right? I get what you're saying. For the reels, it serves a different purpose. It's not so much about the sound as it is about a visual thing to capture people's attention. So that's why they're doing
about that.
You're not talking about, okay, you're just talking about the people who don't know what they're doing and how
what you're describing is not what I have a problem with. I have a problem with an otherwise completely professional, pre-recorded setup in a studio, and they're holding the stupid
mic,
transmitter mic. That's not its purpose. Sound is better when it's wired, folks, when there's a wire. Okay. In fact, if you're in studio, I would say do not use a radio transmitter microphone. Get a clip-on lapel, tiny, high fidelity microphone with a wire that goes down, either up over your shoulder or down your chest, under your clothes, comes out the bottom, and it goes all the way over there, and it's plugged into your equipment.
Right. That's for movement. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
If you want to walk around and everything like that, and if you're just on camera, your face, use a dedicated microphone. Okay. But even in the reels, even if someone's doing a TikTok video or a Instagram video or reels on Facebook or what have you, you don't need to hold the stupid mic. It still looks really stupid. Pin it to your lapel, have your selfie stick with your, phone attached,
right,
and go out and walk around, the fields and the forest and the beaches and wherever you're filming.
right.
But don't do that. Okay, so they're holding the camera unless it's on a tripod. They're holding the camera and they're holding the thing and they're going like that. It looks ridiculous. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. And by the way, you can also do the wired one that I just described. You clip it on, go down under your shirt, come out, plug into your iPhone, and now you've got a dedicated microphone like that.
Yeah.
But newer Android and Apple phones, they have multiple microphones. The sound is so good, and both during the recording and in post edit, you can remove background noise. So you don't even need a microphone. If your selfie camera is right here and it's on a selfie stick, or you're going like this or whatever, you do not need a separate microphone where you're sitting here with your phone and with the microphone. It looks stupid. You look
they're trying to look like journalists, Dax. That's the
I know. But this is the thing. I have seen other people do this out and about.
Right.
But they had an actual in the hand
microphone that was
like karaoke, like karaoke. Some
right.
of them even had the name of their channel on a box around the microphone. And they're interviewing people. That's how you do an interview. You use an actual microphone. You don't use the stupid clip-on one. That one is for out in the field. You have it clipped on you.
I'm laughing because Dax is on his soapbox here.
It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Oh my God. Anyway, that fun conversation. So if anybody in chat watching us live, or Rose, Michelle, Linda, if any of you have questions about any of this stuff later in the show, just ask and we'll get back into this conversation. But right now I want to shift gears because Kelsey is asking a question. Will I secure a job at the initial FI company? So who wants to pull cards on that? We have so many people here. I'm like, I'm going to let Michelle or Rose or Linda do it instead of me.
I'm not ready.
Well, I'll start if you like.
Go ahead, Linda.
Yes,
okay.
What do you see for Kelsey?
Yeah, I've got logistics as we're talking about. I'm just holding the phone. I'm going to stabilize it. Okay. And I'm going to use my deck. This is here's the Three of Swords, by the way, that you talked about.
Oh, lovely.
But I'm going to
down. It looked upside down, though.
Oh.
Did you have it upside down?
It might have been upside down, but I've just I've just shuffled it now, so I can't find it back. So I'm going to...
don't worry about it. I was just curious.
Okay, I'm just going to turn them around. So I'll shuffle the cards now and see what we've got. And I'm going to pull 3 cards. The classic 3-card spread.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm just going to smooth out the cards. And the first one I've got is this one, the Prince of Cups. So that's an interesting card, because to me, the Princess of Cups is, there's 2 ways to look at the card. It could be a young man with a lot of principles, but it could also be that there might be some hidden agendas around. I think it's important at this interview to pay attention, not just to what is being said, but possibly to what is not being said. And any doubts at the moment might be something to do with not knowing what the unspoken questions and rules might be. So that's the main card I've got at the moment. Can you see the card well? Is it visible?
Oh, yeah. Looks good.
So going on to another card, crossing it. Interesting, because I've got the 6 of coins this time. And this card is as we call it, almsgiving. So in relation to the Prince of Cups, I don't know how much of, I mean, it sounded like a very businessy type job, but this looks like there's some kind of, I don't know, some kind of giving dimension. And it might be that it's a question of, again, looking for whether or not they want somebody who's got a hard head for business, or whether it's more about having good, having a desire to help. So the questions might be looking at the ability to see how good you are with people, basically.
Yeah, feedback from Kelsey. I already had my interview, and it's an investments company. I kind of thought that when I saw that the initials FI, investments, popped in my head, or it was another I word too that was similar to investments. I can't remember. So
the last one,
eye drops at Jupiter. Go ahead. Yeah, let me know when you're done.
Now that's all about hard work. So if you're not afraid of hard work and you get that impression across, then that would work out very well. But I'm still curious about the Prince of Cups and the kind of vibes that were coming across at the interview. If you said you already had the interview, it's more a question of being able to read possibly what they were looking for. But I think the 3 of coins is quite a positive card at the end of all that. But there might be some questions about what it could be that they're looking for somehow.
Okay. Before we do any more, let me check some things in the chat here. I actually pulled some cards too for Kelsey. I'm going to pop up there. But if you guys have cards, Rose, Michelle, Rose, you had your glasses on. You look so smart. You should always wear your glasses. I'm just saying. Same thing with Michelle. Michelle puts her glasses on, and I'm like, oh, she looks so smart. You know, I'll go over. I guess I should get back on camera. I'll go over to the American Legion post, and Dulcie, one of our bartenders. If I wear contacts and go in, she just shakes her head. She goes, no. You don't look right without your glasses. You look so much smarter with your glasses on. So I always wear my glasses when I go there, when I know she's running the shift. You know?
If I were to I just got new glasses, that has everything, because the stigmatism, whatever.
That's what I just got.
Yeah, and it really looks like I can look into the future because my prescription is so high.
Well, these are actually really good. This is my first. You can tell I'm old now. Hit 60 because I for the first time in my life, I don't have single vision glasses.
You're right.
I used to have single vision glasses for distance, and then for up close, I would either take them off or look down below the lens at my phone or something like that. When I wear contacts, I can see far away really great,
just not close.
And so I have all of these readers, $5 at Walgreens, and I would put them on to read my phone. And it's hilarious because it defeats the purpose of wearing contacts. Well, for the first time in my life, I got the I don't know what the right word is for it.
Transitions.
I think, because there's the other one that means it goes back and forth between sunglasses.
Progressive.
The progressive.
Yeah.
Transitions is going back and forth between sunglasses to inside. It gets lighter. It's progressions or something like that. Anyway, and so I have a computer distance, far distance, and close up, where I can actually see close up now without having to take my glasses off. But yeah, we all look so smart right now. Yeah, Linda has hers too.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to do shout outs. JS came in. Hi, new. And before I forget, I got to do the subscribe to the channel, please. We're getting so close to 1,000 subscribers, and we only need a little more watch time. We already got to the first level of monetization. That's how we got the super chats and everything. We could do memberships as well. I'm actually toying around with moving we have the website and everything, but I don't have the automatic all set up. I'm actually toying around with the idea of doing our memberships for the Tarot Guild through YouTube. I don't know. I'm thinking of that. But help us out, subscribe to the channel and like the videos. And after you watch our lives, go and watch what we have in archive. My God, we've got, and let me, hold on. I got to bring up a different browser here so I don't mess things up with the controls. Let me go over to our YouTube channel real quick. We've got 853 videos.
Wow.
Guys.
That's a lot.
And a lot of them, a lot of them are our shows, but there are a significant amount of interviews and free workshops. And all the stuff that we do on these lives that I often like cut out, like pricing our services. There's a really great video that I uploaded recently that has 2 conversations from 2 different videos put together. And it's just the conversations minus all the rest of the show. So you don't have to watch all that, And also the one we just did on Sunday on guided visualizations. You guys got to go watch that. Yeah. So we got those up, and I put those under free workshops on a playlist as well. So you can find all these under the playlist. Go check it out. Who else came in? I wanted to say hi to Cynthia, Drops of Jupiter, Tina came in, and Nettie. And I want to let everybody know that if you have a question, a specific question, go ahead and type it in the chat. If you don't have a specific question, but you still want to join in, you want us to pull some cards for you, request a message from the universe. Just type that in, message from the universe, and we'll get to you in a little bit here. So Kelsey's, I just wanted to let her know that I got the Queen of Wands for her. She is the Queen of Wands. That's that fire energy. It's what you're passionate about. You are ready for this job. You are. But I want you to also, though, take a step back from everything and really check, is this something you're really passionate about? Or you just want to get the job because you want a job. You need a job. And it's not in alignment with what you're passionate about. And try to hold on to your independence. That's what the cat's about. And then lastly, the Temperance card. So Major Arcana, a big fat yes. I think you're going to get this. Cool. Yep. So that's what I got.
That's funny.
What'd you get, Michelle?
So I got the contract card. This is actually the hard card, but it's contract commitments.
Isn't a contract card a really good card to get?
Yes.
If you're going to write a employment contract.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So that is a big yes card. But with that, I've got the Man and the Fox. And then I don't usually do reversals, but I noticed that the Fox is upside down. So when you get your job, make sure you use an analytical mind and don't be too selfish and too anxious once you get the job, because you need to think analytically, not emotionally. So that's what I'm seeing. Awesome. Which just matched what you said.
Sounds awesome. Let me scroll back through here because there was a comment. Oh, yeah. Cynthia said, just say no to the boom. I love that. I love that. See, somebody agrees with me, right? And I'm looking for, hold on a sec. After Kelsey, the next question. I know I saw another one. I'm trying to find it now. Thank you for the fun reading, Kelsey said. Okay. Tina's got a mini reading would be welcome. And I know there's one from Nettie, a mini reading as well. Message from the universe. Okay, so I guess those are those. But Maria also had a question.
Drops had a question.
Oh, I missed Drops. Hold on. Let me scroll back here. What's IP in the universal messages from, huh? I don't know what IP means, but I think she's asking for a message from the universe.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, before we get to all those messages from the universe, you guys, y'all start pulling cards. Just start pulling cards for Drops of Jupiter, Nettie, Cynthia. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to get Maria's question out of the way because she has a specific question. What grade do you see me getting on my oral presentation? A, B, C, D, E, or fail? Okay, it's definitely not fail. I got a no on fail. And I'm getting a lot of court cards, which are okay, no's, probably not an A or B. I got a success card on the C, a no on the D. Yeah, I think it's going to be middle of the road, the grade there. Possibly a C, but I'm not 100% sure. But I hope that helps you out, Maria. Okay, so who pulled cards for drops was the first question.
What's the first question?
Oh, it's just a general.
Oh, for drops. I'm sorry.
Yeah, whatever message, just pull a card or two or three, and you don't even have to do. You can just do one card if you want. You don't have to do lots of cards. It's up to you.
Well, I actually pulled something for. I didn't pull something for. I was focusing on Nettie's question, message from the universe.
Okay.
And all right, this is the first time I'm doing this live, so please believe me. So I actually pulled out a Queen of
Virgin.
Right. I was gonna say I'm bursting my cherry right here. Mm-hmm. So I got a Queen of what is this? Queen of Pentacles, and it talks about nurturing, practical, providing financially, and then I also got the King of Pentacles, which is really interesting, which talks about wealth, business, and leadership. And all I can say is that if you're looking at some kind of a leadership role in your life, or you're starting a business or whatnot, this is a great time to do exactly that. You have all the support, the kind of person that you are. You have both the nurturing aspect as well as the aspect to succeed in what it is that you're going to do. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean it's business if that's not something that you're into. But if you're taking kind of a leadership role, leadership roles exist in all aspects of our lives, from, being parents or being supportive in organizations or just in any kind of relationship, that looks really good. There's a lot of abundance and prosperity that's awaiting you. So now is the time. If you've been looking for a sign from the universe, it's saying yes, move forward. You have all the support that you need, and you will definitely succeed.
Excellent first time.
Yay! I hope it's right. No.
Yay for Dr. Rose. Hope that helped you out. That was Nettie. Before we do drops, and Kelsey says, your glasses do suit you, Dax. Thank you very much. Yeah. I'll take any compliment I can get. Before we do anything else, we went past the bottom of the hour when we do our little commercials. And so I want to let everybody know what's coming up on the network and other things, like we'd like you to join the guild and get your professional certification if you're going pro or you're already a professional. So the URLs for that, to learn about all of the fantastic benefits you get at the guild, is you go to psychic.cafe/guild. And to learn about certification, go to psychic.cafe/certification. Now, give me just a second as I grab the URLs to put it in the chat for everybody. So guild for information about the guild, and certification. I always have to spell it out in my head because I type it wrong. So there you go. So if we pop over to the guild, like we said earlier in the show, it's just $6.50 a month, $78 for the year. And you get live mentoring and coaching multiple times, Q&As several times a week. What we're doing right now with this Zoom, which we're also doing as a YouTube live show, as we said in the beginning of the show, members can join us on the Zoom. This is where you come on and we give you live mentoring, coaching, and Q&A, right? You get your membership certificate, live exclusive workshops, panel discussions, and other trainings. You can join us live on the Zoom call like we just talked about. Your questions and reading requests get priority. And you get everybody can join Psychic Cafe free. It's like joining Facebook. Just go over to psychic.cafe and click register anywhere that you see it in the boxes, or go to psychic.cafe/register, and it's free to sign up and you get your own profile. But if you want a custom URL like psychic.cafe/Dax, psychic.cafe/Michelle, you can get a custom link to your page where you can have your purchase links for products and services, your readings, what have you, and your blog and all your posts and videos and pictures and blog posts that you do and articles. Everything's right on there. It's like having your own mini website on our website. So hint, if you're going pro and you don't have a website yet, you don't need one. You can join the guild, $6.50 a month, and go ahead and we will set you all up. Cover images, I'll do all that in Photoshop for you, your profile picture, getting you all set up with your purchase links and everything. We do it all for you. And you also have the opportunity to create your own group and post your events you have coming up as a member, professional certification, and your certificate. Certified members get a listing on our advisors page, and you always have opportunities to promote you and your business through the Tarot Guild and Psychic Cafe. We do interviews. There's interview opportunities. There's guest co-hosting opportunities on our shows. We do ongoing promotion of all of your content and business. So go over to psychic.cafe/guild to learn more about that. We also, if you want to get certified, we have a membership and certification package deal, which includes certification in your membership, but at 25% off. You'll find that on the certification page. If you're already a member, go over to our private group, members only group on the website. Only members have access to. And in that group, there's a link to click to apply for certification right there on the group. But if you're not a member yet, take advantage of the certification package deal at psychic.cafe/certification. And if you are new to all of this, you can enroll in my Tarot by the Numbers course. You learn tarot and numerology side by side. It's self-paced, fully online. And get this, it includes your certification and your first year of membership in the guild. So what I just said earlier, skip all that if you're enrolling in the course, because you're going to get that free with the course. We also want to invite you to become a host on the network. That's right. You can become a regular co-host, appearing on the Psychic Cafe live shows, just like Michelle and Rose and everybody joining us on these shows. You can also do your own custom show like Michelle and Ginger and Maria have on the network as well. So what's coming up on the network? Speaking of that, our next show will be Wednesday, June 11th. That's a week from now. Yes, we take Saturday, the first Saturday of the month, off. I have a meeting that I go to in the morning that conflicts. And there's 5 Sundays this month. And a lot of us are going to be away doing different things on that Sunday, the 8th. So we're taking that off as well. So our next live show will be Wednesday, June 11th. Now, that doesn't mean I might not pop in and do a pop-up show that's not scheduled. I may just, during the week, if I'm, feeling withdrawal from the network, from doing the shows, I may just pop out here either by myself or, Charlotte or Michelle or Rose or someone might join me. So look for that possibly next week or, throughout the weekend even. I might just pop on. I don't know. I'm toying with the idea. But our next Saturday show after the June the 11th will be Saturday, June 14th. Michelle's Mystic Corner. This is an example of what we were talking about, custom show. This is Michelle's show, and she's going to be talking about anyone can meditate, which is a nice, by the way, we didn't plan this, Michelle, but it's a nice follow-up to the guided meditations show we just did, guided meditations with tarot.
Yeah, it really is, because I had a great time doing that. And, it's hard for me to visualize, but this was actually a really great experience.
Yes.
So I'm really excited to have that show.
Not only did we talk about doing visualizations with cards, doesn't have to be tarot, it could be Lenormand, Oracle cards. We did a live on the show guided visualization into the Hermit card, and that's all available on that video I talked about. So after the show, go to our channel and you'll see it there. Also, you'll find all this stuff, all of our shows, all of our videos are on our website. Go over to Psychic Cafe. You can watch it right there. And then following that Saturday, June 14th, Michelle's Mystic Corner, the next Sunday, the next day is June 15th. It's Father's Day. And we're going to be talking about some wild and funny things happen with clients and readings. And Pamela's got some great stories to tell. And hey, if you have some stories to tell about clients and readings that you did that are funny or wild, join us here on that Sunday. You can, and if you're a member or one of our hosts or one of our Tarot Guild staff members, join us on here on the Zoom. Yes. There we go. And then, of course, the next show after that will be Wednesday, June 18th, another coffee social. There you go. So back to the chat room and the stuff going on. Who did a message from the universe for
drops? I did.
Okay, go ahead, Michelle. Do drops. And then after that, we've got Tina.
Okay.
I don't know. Linda, did you pull cards for Tina?
Not for Tina, no.
Okay. So, Rose, do you want to pull cards for Tina?
I'll do that. I'll do a message from is it a message from the universe or a specific question?
It's a message. Yeah. So you can just, whatever you come up with. And then JS asked for a message from the universe. Maybe you want to pull cards for that, Linda.
Yes. Okay.
It's up to you. Yeah. And Melanie came in, and Circus. Hi, everybody. And
hi, guys.
Wow. Who else came in? All right. So we got some really good questions coming up. You go ahead, Michelle.
Okay. So here's what I have for, and I believe drops, you asked for just a message from the universe. So we've got the female card and we have the heart card again. So there is some kind of emotional situation going on that is dealing with your other half, your a commitment, something that is locked into you emotionally, something that you enjoy or love. It could be a hobby, it could be a pattern, but it's a commitment you have made, whether it's to yourself or to someone else. And then I got the compass card. So what you are being told is you need to take all of the things that you have committed yourself to and really look under the compass and scrutinize everything and start going, okay, this commitment is fantastic and it is encouraging me and helping my emotional status. So I'm going to keep this and help build this commitment. This commitment is breaking me. So therefore, I need to cut this commitment off and get rid of it. And so that's what the universe has for you today.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. And I just pulled cards for JS that had a question. I think they retracted the question, but I'm going to do it anyway, but not right now. First, we're going to go to, let's see, what was next? I think Rose was going to do Tina's. So, Rose, you go ahead with Tina's message from the universe. And then the next one after that will be Linda's going to do Melanie's, I think it was. Oh no, wait. Oh wrong. Hold on. Let me back up. It's Melanie that has the question about someone named Aris. I guess that's Aris about content. That's the one I pulled cards for. Rose, you did Tina, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then who was the other one that Michelle, help me out here. Who else had a I know Circus.
Jay's. I think Linda was going to do Jay's.
That was the original plan, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Okay, now we know the order because there's say that name again, Chase.
Jay's. J with an S.
Oh, JS. J yeah,
JS.
I call them JS. That's what was confusing me. I'm like, who's J's? And then we have another message from the universe after that from Circus. So Rose, I'll have you do that one after you do this one.
Okay.
Did we get
So go
Nettie?
ahead. I'm sorry.
Did we get
Yes.
Nettie?
Yeah, I was the one
Yeah,
who did
we
it.
already did Nettie.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so this is who am I doing this? What is the name again? Oh my gosh.
Tina.
Tina. Sorry,
Yeah.
Tina. I had
When we have this many
people, it's hard
folks
to.
pulling readings, I'm going to start doing a list again. I stopped doing it because it was only one or two of us on camera, you know, and now that we're doing 4 and more people, I'm going to have to start writing it all down and who's doing what.
Okay.
But we're doing okay.
All right, Tina, don't get scared. But I ended up pulling the Devil card reversed. Okay. Here's what it looks like upright. I don't know if my camera's going to get it. And here's what it looks like here. Don't get scared. Yep. And the reason why I say don't get scared is this. The Devil card is really about being attached in a very unhealthy way to something that is not helping you or contributing to your life, right? Often I've seen cards, the different devil cards where you have these two people, as you can see right here, who are really not bound by much. Sometimes you'll see a chain, sometimes it's a very thin line. And a lot of this is just your mental attachments to something that is just really not healthy for you. When it's in a reversed state, it's really talking about releasing your limiting beliefs. Okay. It's talking about what is it? Exploring some of those. When they say dark thoughts, they're really talking about just, negative thinking. You got to release that, let that stuff go. You need to be in the process of just letting it go, because what you're holding on to, this negative, and I kind of feel like this is something that's close to your heart. It's not just anything and everything going on in your life, but there's something that you're really holding on to, that you're attached to, that it's really time to release that and let that go and move on with your life. It's not as big of a thing that you're making it out to be. A lot of times our stress or anger or fear is coming from something up here, but it's not real. It's not happening in real time, or it's just some kind of interpretation that we had. I'll give you a good example. So yesterday, I got a visit from a family member, and this side of the family, sometimes you have family members where you're like, yeah, I really don't want to be associated with that side of the family much, keep my distance because, there are things going on. So I was building up all this stress about this family member. And actually, she's a really cool person. I kind of knew that in the back of my mind, but I was just entertaining stuff like, oh, they're coming over. Oh, I can't wait till this is over. Blah, 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 And then it turned out to be fine. She didn't even stay long. It was great. It was a good experience. So it's something like that. Just let go of that. You got to really release that negativity towards something that's very close to your heart. I can't tell you what that is at the moment, but I think you know what that is. But if you don't, explore it, check it out. What are you holding on to that's really not serving you? Okay. And that's my card for you. That's the message from the universe.
Cool. Go ahead, Linda.
So does JS or J is looking for a message from the universe?
Correct.
Okay. Well, interesting. Ace of Cups. So this looks like a new beginning of some kind in your feeling and emotional life. And it could be the start of a new relationship. It could be the start of something quite special. The only thing is not to get too well, not to get too hopeful immediately. Sometimes I think with the Ace of Cups, it looks great, it looks fantastic, but you don't want to scare away something because you think, oh wow, I hope that makes sense anyway. But to me, that looks like a wonderful new beginning in something which will open you up emotionally. I don't know. It could be something like getting a pet, even, or it could be an aspect of your creative life where something just really and nicely opens up. So, and I think the important thing too is to be open to that. So, if you haven't been creative for a long time, or you haven't shared something that perhaps brings a certain amount of vulnerability to it, well, do it. So I
Yeah.
don't mean to. What I'm trying
Let
to
me
say
just
is,
let me just give you some feedback real quick. JS says I'm starting a new business. They said in the chat.
it depends on what kind of business it is then. So if it's something that where you put your heart into it and your heart is in it, then that's excellent. But the main thing is to go where your heart is. I hope that the business is something that is something that you really want to do. If it is, then this is an excellent start.
Great. Hope that helped you out, JS. I'm going to do Melanie's real quick. And it's this great tie-in to the guided visualization that we did on Sunday. So she asked about Will Aris. I know I'm probably butchering that name. Aris. Will Aris contact me soon, or do you see, or do I need to let him go? So I got the Star card, which is a card of hope. I think there's still possibility for this relationship. He's showing up as the King of Pentacles. And he seems to be focused, as you can tell by what's going on in the card. He seems to be focused on material things right now. So that may be what the issue is. And so what you need to do moving forward, I got the Hermit card, which is the guided visualization we did on Sunday. So you need to take a step back from this and listen to your gut instincts. You already know whether you should do something different to kind of get things going with Aris, or if you need to let him go. It's a gut instinct. But if you want to get some information, some specifics, do the guided meditation into the Hermit card that we did on Sunday. All you have to do is go to that video. In fact, I just linked it in the chat. So where it says guided visualizations with tarot, and there's a link, click that, Melanie. After this show, go over and watch that and go through the guided visualizations. There's even a link in the description that'll take you right to the visualization. You can skip the discussion. So go ahead and try that out, Melanie, to get more information to help you out with your relationship. Let's see who was next, and we're at the end of the show, so we got to wrap things up here pretty quickly. But
Circus, I think
there was Circus was a mini reading message from the universe.
Yes.
And who was doing that one? I think that was you. Yeah, see, I'm actually trying to give you a little bit extra to
thank you.
Get some practice in. You're doing fantastic.
Oh my thank God. You.
Amazing.
Yes, so go for it, Circus. And I think there was one after Circus.
See,
Kelly came in.
Yeah, Kelly, and did we do Cynthia?
Okay, does anybody remember see Cynthia? I saw her comments, but then I didn't see her asking for a reading. Oh, here it is. It's way down. It's way down in the chat. Okay, so Michelle, if you want to do Cynthia's, okay. And Linda, do you want to pull some cards for Kelly? So you guys get your cards ready, Michelle and Linda. And
Rose. Another call from the universe.
Yes, it's another message from the universe. No, right. not too many specific questions here today. I did all the specific questions. I made it easy on you, Rose. Go ahead.
Okay. So circus. This is the message from the universe. You get the death card. All right. This doesn't mean your physical death.
Dun,
But
dun, dun, dun.
da, 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 no. Basically what the death card is about the ending of something. You're either experiencing it now or it's going to happen soon. And to think of not as a, how can I say, it's really a transformation. You're going to have the end to this area of your life. And what you need to do with this ending, this transformation, is you need to quiet all of the noise. You need to sit with yourself and kind of go through, process why, the this transformation, this new thing. Remember, death is not always, of course, it's not always physical, but what you want to see this as is the ending of something great, and you give something an opportunity. You give yourself the opportunity to be able to sit and reflect on, your feelings about it. What are your next moves? Those kind of things. So make sure that you go through a process of quieting all the noise. Get off of your social media, your phone, talking to this and that and the other. It's not to say that there's always a time and a place to talk about things, your transformation or this period of time where something is ending and a new beginning. But you also want to give yourself some space to process it. To, if you're a meditator, you can sit in meditation or just kind of quiet the noise, be by yourself for a little bit to help you to process what's going on. And then you can also move on or figure out what your next move is going to be. Death is not always a bad thing. It's a cycle of life, right? So things begin and they end, regardless of what we do. That's just the natural cycle. But make sure that you give yourself some space to kind of sit back and process what's going on, and to look at your next moves when you're ready to do that. Okay. That's the message from the universe.
Awesome. I think Michelle, you're up next, and then Linda, and then we're ending the show.
Great. Okay. So Cynthia, here's what I have for you. I have the whip card. Oops, I think it could be upside down there. Here we go. So it is time for you to clear something out. This card is also called the broom card, which I like the broom a little bit better. So it's time to definitely clear out some dust and some dirt, because there's some resources. This is called the resources card. There are some things that you have already at your disposal for you to be able to make a move. With the stork card, there is a movement that you want to take, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're moving. It just means there's something. It could mean there's something that you want to do, a new project, a new hobby, a new activity, a new career. However, you're stuck. That's what the broom is for. And so you clear out all that dirt and all that clutter in your mind. You make room for the new and positive resources, and then you'll be able to start moving forward in whatever it is you want to do. So that's what I have, and I hope that was helpful.
All righty. And real quick, before Linda does hers, here's all of our links. It's just psychic.cafe/our name. And you just open a new tab in your browser. You don't even have to put the www dot if you don't want to. Just put psychic.cafe/and our name, Dax, Rose, Linda, Michelle, and you will be taken to our profile. If you're signed into the website, you'll see a little envelope icon. It's the chat message icon. Click that, and you can get in touch with us in between shows. And a lot of us on our About section on our profile, you'll find payment links if you want to book a reading, purchase a numerology report. Some of us do astrology reports, natal charts, all of that. But here's our pages. All righty, go ahead, Linda, with the last.
Okay. So actually, it doesn't look like a call from the universe, because I think Kelly says that she's looking for somebody who's compatible with
Okay.
a man. And what I've pulled is the Six of Wands. And from a compatibility point of view, it seems to me that on one level, I think the most important thing is to find somebody who you can have a bit of fun. So you can see that he's a bit of a fun-loving character, and he's also absolutely full of confidence as well. It could be that you don't feel that confidence in the universe yourself in some ways. You need to have a bit more faith that you will be able to find the right kind of person. And it could be that the person that you most need is somebody with a bit of fire, not too serious, not certainly not too controlling in any way, but somebody who you can just chill out and do some enjoyable things with. I think the most important thing is think about what kind of things do you like doing? What kind of things make you really feel happy? So it could be anything from dancing to gardening. It could be some kind of a game. But I think once you find something that you enjoy doing and you enjoy doing it together with someone, then I think you will be able to relax that much more, and you will find the person that is able to get you and where you can enjoy yourself together. But I think the most thing, is to do something which where you can have a sense of fun rather than getting bogged down with thinking about what's going to happen in 5 years or 10 years' time. Enjoy the present too. That's what I get with the Six of Wands.
Terrific. All righty. So
Awesome.
this was fun having us all on here.
And I just wanted to mention, just in case she doesn't check the chat, but I just wanted to say thank you to Cynthia. I did put a message in the chat for you. My heart goes out to you, and don't hesitate to write that book because it'll encourage others. I share my story about my son, and I know it helps others, and mine was pretty recent. So stay encouraged and definitely write that book.
I'm just typing some stuff in. Sorry, I can't do two things at once.
You're good.
Any last thoughts or anybody want to say anything before we go off the air here?
Thank you all for being here.
Thanks everybody for being here. Yep. Don't forget our next show is Wednesday, the 11th. So we're taking a little bit of a break unless we do some pop-up ones. Don't forget to go over and check out our certification and the Tarot Guild membership. We got some specials on those. Go over and check that out. Psychic.cafe/guild, psychic.cafe/certification, and my course. If you want to learn tarot and numerology side by side, I break the deck up by numbers 1 through 9, and you learn the number energy along with the associated cards, and then how to read cards and how to put together numerology charts for added value for your clients. So if you already do tarot, you may still want to take the course anyway. Psychic.cafe/course. Yeah. Alrighty, we're going to get out of here. And thanks everybody for joining. Can't wait to see you again. And we'll see you on the cafe. Remember, go over to the cafe and register for free. Get your free profile there and, chat with us. It's just like Facebook. You can do status updates, pop up pictures, maybe pictures of cards or decks that you are, using or interested in. You can take video links from YouTube and pop it up. Do status updates, just talk about what's going on, ask questions, and we'll all pop in and answer your questions and book readings with us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
All righty. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Yay.